So I know you're probably like me and you've been confused about all of the Spider-Man No Way Home leaks. You probably have not been able to keep track of all of them because honestly there's so many that come out so fast. There's really no way to keep up with them. So this video serves the purpose of solving that issue. I'm going to go through all the evidence that has led up to the belief that there's a multiverse in Spider-Man No Way Home, and at this point it's pretty much a fact. It's quite a bit of information, but we're going to try to get through it as quick as we can. So as always, if you're new here, be sure to like the video, consider subscribing as well if you're interested in my content, you're interested in my analysis, and with all that being said, let's get into the leaks.
The Atomic Faith.
Okay, so obviously spoiler warning ahead, but I'm not really going to be getting into the leaks that break down the plot until the very end. At first, I'm just kind of going to be talking about the leaks that have led up to us believing that the multiverse is happening. It will give a little bit of plot points, but it's not going to spoil the entire plot of the movie. That's not until the end of the video, and I guess I'll give another little disclaimer before then. So as I said before, there's a ton of information that leads us to believe that the multiverse is pretty much confirmed for Spider-Man No Way Home, and I've gathered pretty much all the best information and most of the information from all of the reliable sources. So I'm going to break it down here as quickly as possible. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is set the mood with this hilarious interview where Andrew Garfield completely denies having any involvement with the Spider-Man No Way Home and being recast as Spider-Man for the multiverse. But if you kind of listen to his verbiage a little bit, he's very specific with his wording and he doesn't flat out say, "I am not in the movie." Those words never come out of his mouth. So let's check it out.
I don't know how to bring up the Spider-Man stuff because obviously I don't even want to like ruin anything if there is something to ruin, except to
there isn't anything to ruin, bro. I had to just quickly cut you off. There's nothing to ruin.
Really?
Like it's so crazy to
It's just gotten out of hand. This is all bullshit.
Dude, it's fucking hilarious to me because it's like because I do have this Twitter account and I see
he's a good actor, but he's
like how often like
here, right?
Spider-Man is trending and it's like people freaking out about a thing. There isn't anything to ruin, bro. I had to just quickly
except to
there isn't anything to ruin, bro.
Except to
there isn't anything to ruin, bro. I had to just quickly cut you off.
Except there isn't anything to ruin, bro.
Guys, like
oh, no.
I wish I could just like be able to speak to everyone and say like
how did this take off? Because you are.
I recommend that you chill. Like listen, I can't speak for anything else apart from myself.
Sure.
Like they might be doing something, but then ain't none. Like I ain't got a call. So like.
Okay. Well, that makes my life easier. Okay, no, that's good. That's unequivocal.
You know what it feels like though? It feels like because this hasn't come up yet in an interview, but like, do you ever play the game Werewolf?
No.
Or Mafia?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You know that game? I think it's kind of similar where it's like you're convincing everyone that you're not in the Mafia.
Right.
Like I feel like I'm in a game of fucking Werewolf or Mafia where I'm like, I'm not the werewolf. I promise you I am not the werewolf. And everyone's like, you're the werewolf. You're the fucking werewolf. Look at him. He's like, he's doing...
Okay, so for the record, my friend, on a stack of whatever you have there, you are not, as of this taping, in or have any knowledge of being in the next Spider-Man movie.
I feel like haven't I just said that?
I just want to get really clear. This is the unequivocal yes no answer.
I did not get a call.
Maybe they shot you guerrilla style, like in Mainstream on the street.
In Mainstream. Listen. I would have gotten a call by now.
Okay, so he says he didn't get a call. Look, he would not say specifically that it wasn't in the movie. Look how exaggerated his character was. So that's just gonna set the tone. All right, let's move on. All right, this article comes to us from October 15th, 2020, and this is from Sony. It says Spider-Man 3 Spider-Verse casting rumors not confirmed by Sony. Now let's check out the quote of exactly what they said. Okay, it says, today, ET Canada got a comment from a spokesperson from Sony that reads, these rumored castings are not confirmed. They are hasty to note the statement does not deny the casting buzz, only that it is not definite at this time. So that should tell you everything you need to know from Sony, that they're not flat out denying it. Let's move on. All right, this is a Spider-Man Far From Home interview where they're asking about Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and the multiverse, and let's check out their reactions and see a bit of Tom Holland's nervous reactions to this question here. Let's go.
Sort of touches on this idea of sort of the multiverse and kind of different people in different universes coming in. Any chance there's a multiverse in which Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and then your Spider-Man all meet together?
Clashing?
That'd be dope.
And then you can
If
sort of just
they would
say
do it.
that everyone just comes from a different universe.
But would you want that though?
Would you want that? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah.
Would we want that? I mean, as a fan, I would.
Is your no answer an answer in and of itself?
The thing about this film that's so exciting, right, is we take Spider-Man to Europe, and what's so cool about that is we've never seen Spider-Man in Europe before. No, of course I'd love to make a movie with those guys. It would be so cool.
I was like, oh, we're getting the junket answer.
No, it'd be amazing. It would be really, really cool, and it's something that the fans really want. So whether Marvel and Sony decide to do that,
Or
it's
they
up to
decide
them.
to do it.
It's not up to me. I can't walk in and be like, Kevin, this is what we're doing on the next one.
Yeah.
But it would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garfield, Spider-Man, and
That
then
would be
your
dope.
Spider-Man all meet together.
Clashing.
That'd be dope.
But would you want that though?
Would you want that? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah.
But would we want that? But would you want that though?
Would you want that? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah.
But would we want that? But would you want that though?
Would you want that? Maybe that's a better question.
Yeah.
But would we want that?
All right, so we all know how bad Tom Holland is at keeping secrets, and that was a pretty horrible display there. I think that kind of gives away quite a bit. But at the time, of course, this is an interview for Spider-Man Far From Home, and, it's a cool possibility because Into the Spider-Verse had just come out, and it's on everybody's minds. But I don't think it was ever quite as prominently talked about as it is now. So it makes me wonder, how far back was this really planned? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we're kind of moving back to that Josh Horowitz interview with Andrew Garfield. On Twitter, he said here, one of my favorite things about this is I never intended to ask him point blank if he's in Spider-Man, because what can he possibly say? But he so quickly and vigorously denied that I had to follow it up. Looking forward to showing him this video when No Way Home is out. So Josh Horowitz, the man who conducted this interview with Andrew Garfield, doesn't even believe the Andrew Garfield interview himself. Let's move on. All right, so this is Jamie Foxx confirming that he's coming back as Electro. Absolutely insane, absolutely exciting, man. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. This movie is going to be just so, oh my gosh, so epic. So it said, tell Spidey, let's run it back. Super excited to be part of the new Marvel Spider-Man new installment. Can't wait for y'all to check out to check the new one. And it won't be blue in this one, but 1000% badass. Hashtag swipe left. Now look at this. This is Electro facing off against 3 different Spider-Man. He then deleted this post soon after. Let's move on. Okay, this is a Reddit user named SpideyForever245. He seems to have some kind of inside connection with Marvel Studios, whether he's an employee or whatever is going on behind the scenes there. He's predicted Falcon and the Winter Soldier cameos. He's also accurately predicted plenty of other things like the Eternals trailer and the Marvel montage that released a few weeks ago. Now, he talks about the multiverse and Spider-Man No Way Home quite a bit here. He talks about Lizard, Sandman, and Rhino showing up in Act 1. Somebody asks him a question about that. He says Lizard and Sandman show up. Somebody asks if Tobey and Andrew have major roles in No Way Home. He responds, yes, essentially they do have major roles. Here somebody asks how can they be versions from the Raimi and Webb films if they came from different home worlds, and how do they gain updated designs? Because 3 of them are from the Raimi verse and 3 of them are from the Webb verse. Simple as that. No answer to how they gain updated designs though. Somebody asks what does Electro look like now? Heard he's not rocking the blue paint anymore. He says he looks like normal Jamie Foxx with a yellow suit, which is what I was imagining as well. And he's posted quite a few other things on Reddit as well, so if you want to go check out his Reddit, his username is SpideyForever245, so let's move on. This is an image that Zendaya's hairstylist posted on Twitter. It says, be safe, be green, save a planet. I'm going to read it again. Be safe, be green, save a planet. Kind of funny verbiage there because it implies obviously that there are multiple planets, that there's a multiverse. So this is exciting news for obviously Spider-Man No Way Home fans, and just even more evidence on top of, mountains of other evidence from the set that show that this is indeed the multiverse. So let's move on. If you need any more confirmation for this being the multiverse after this, of course I'm going to keep going with the video, but I mean at this point it's pretty much confirmed. This is from Twitter on March 4th. Hashtag Spider-Man No Way Home starring Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, Tobey Maguire, and Andrew Garfield. Only in movie theaters this Christmas. This is going to be mind-blowing, guys. I can't wait for this. This is a crazy thing to even read. The multiverse is really happening in the MCU. So let's move on. All right, this is an interview with Zendaya on Jimmy Kimmel where she is asked about Spider-Man No Way Home. and how secretive the movie is and things like that. So let's check this out.
Correct. You could say that. I know it's very secretive, right?
Yes, everything is very secretive.
Is it called Spider-Man 3 because there are 3 Spider-Men in the movie?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You cannot. Oh, interesting. Did you have Thanksgiving there in Atlanta?
Yes, we did. We had a bubble Thanksgiving.
With Spider-Man?
Yeah, I can't say that. Almost, that was good. That was good. That was good.
Yeah, because I was wondering what you guys had, because I know Tobey Maguire is a vegan, and I was wondering if he had like a tofurkey or something.
I have no idea.
You have no idea, really?
I really don't.
You've been acting for a long time, since you were a little kid, right? And you went to online school before it was the thing that everyone was required to do.
Okay, so you can kind of see Zendaya's reaction there and kind of see just how bad of a liar she is. I don't even think she tried to lie, but just neither confirming nor denying anything just makes things really suspect and completely obvious. So let's move on. All right, so this is just a real quick image of Tobey Maguire at a costume fitting in Hollywood or North Hollywood in California, right around the time that the production of Spider-Man 3 began. Let's move on. Okay, this is a picture from the Spider-Man No Way Home production crew. Now, this is obviously well, not obviously, but this is a picture of a cosplayer if you look it up. The cast member who shared this, or the production member who shared this, really tried to cover his tracks after this was posted, and people really freaked out when all this stuff was posted. I mean, look at this. Okay, so look at this. This is the Webverse Spider-Man, or this is the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Look at this down here. This font is the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man font. And then we have the MCU Spider-Man stuff going on here. So this is all pretty interesting. More evidence for the multiverse in Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's move on. Okay, so now we're over here on Collider, where they kind of sort of confirm or give even more evidence of the multiverse being in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, when the Alfred Molina Doc Ock casting confirmation came out, they posted this. They said, just like Jamie Foxx's Electro, Andrew Garfield will be back, and if Sony/Marvel can close a deal with Tobey Maguire, he'll be back too. Kristen Dunst will return as MJ, and I expect Emma Stone to reprise her role as Gwen Stacy, pregnancy permitting. Why? Because this third Spider-Man movie starring Tom Holland will delve into the multiverse, just like its animated counterpart Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, that's obviously couldn't be any more on the nose. And this article is titled Spider-Man 3 Bringing Back Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus and Past Peter Parker's. This was December 8th, 2020. Let's move on. Okay, so this is from We Got This Covered, and this was 6 months ago. It says new Sony video seemingly teases Spider-Verse crossover in Spider-Man 3. Now, obviously, We Got This Covered isn't the most reliable, but that's not what we're focused on here, because they're not talking about a rumor in this article. They talk about a video that Sony Latin America posted on their YouTube channel that actually talks about all 3 Spider-Men being in the movie. Let's read about what they say. Now, an official Sony video appears to further suggest the possibility of a live-action Spider-Verse event happening in the film. The recently posted clip, which has since been deleted, of course, titled The 3 Spider-Man Together, asked fans, who is your favorite Spider-Man? It then revealed, you don't have to choose. In the Marvel multiverse, anything can happen. The video, which was filed under news, went on to add that in Spider-Man 3, you will quite possibly see everyone, yes, the 3 Peter Parkers saving the world together. Footage from the Sam Raimi trilogy, the Amazing Spider-Man films, and Spider-Man Far From Home was then used to illustrate the point, and the promo ended with the promise that we'll find out more very soon. Obviously, they really jumped the gun on this one. This has got to be one of the worst kept secrets. Marvel's pretty good with the secrets, especially when Endgame and Infinity War was coming out. But with this one, I feel like it's really hard to keep under wraps. There's just so many moving pieces. I mean, with all the cast members, you have all the production and the crew members. This whole movie centers around the multiverse, and they're trying to keep the entire plot as well as pretty much most of the cast a secret, and that's just so hard to do. It's honestly so hard to do, especially when you have costume designers, when you have stylists and stuff like that. Things get leaked like coffee mugs that Zendaya's hairstylist posts on Twitter. So let's move on. Okay, so this video has since been made private, but this is Roger Pera. He is the voice actor for Tobey Maguire, the Spanish voice actor for Tobey Maguire, actually. And he confirmed that he has been called to voice a character in Spider-Man No Way Home, but I can't view the video because it's been made private, but you can go ahead and check this out on Twitter if you want. Let's move on. All right, this is an interview with the beautiful Emma Stone on becoming Cruella. She talks about her experience becoming Cruella, but there's this little part of the interview where she's asked about Spider-Man and Spider-Man No Way Home, so let's check this out.
Pass it on to the next.
There's so many. All the Spider-Men have been one.
Well, you know, the rumors lately are that all the Spider-Men are going to get together. I don't know if you caught my interview with Andrew recently. He gave the most vicious denial that he is in the new Spider-Man film.
Oh my.
Not vicious in an aggressive way, but it was aggressive in a sweet Andrew way.
Yes.
There also are rumors that you're going to be involved. Have you heard these rumors?
I have heard those rumors. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but I'm not.
That's what Andrew said too, so you're in good company. I mean,
All right, cool. It's like, I don't know what you're supposed to respond as an alumnus.
well, you guys meet as a secret society of former Spider.
Okay, so obviously she sort of stumbles over her words there a little bit, and I think her reaction was a little bit more genuine than Andrew Garfield. She very well may not be in the movie because her character is dead. It's an interesting interview nonetheless, and it's fun to kind of watch her tiptoe around her answers because she doesn't want to get in trouble. So let's move on. Okay, this one is a little bit more subtle, but back in March of this year, March 16th, Tobey Maguire's girlfriend was seen following the main cast of Spider-Man No Way Home. She had just started following them. So very interesting stuff here. Let's move on. Okay, so this is The Hollywood Reporter confirming that Doctor Strange is in fact in Spider-Man 3. This was back in October of 2020. This is when these rumors really started to pick up pace, and this gives so much more evidence to Spider-Man No Way Home dealing with the multiverse. So let's move on. Okay, so that kind of brings us to the end of the Spider-Man No Way Home rumors regarding the multiverse being in Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, there's a few other little tidbits of information out there, but I got all of this stuff that's sort of the mainstream information that leads us to believe that the multiverse will be involved in the film. Now, as we get closer to the movie, more and more stuff continues to come out confirming the multiverse, and that brings us to the Spider-Man No Way Home plot leak that has seemed to be confirmed by a few other sources now. Now, it's not obviously completely confirmed, and all of these things have to be taken with a grain of salt. If you don't want to see this plot be spoiled at all, then click off the video now. This is sort of the consensus, the main leaked plot, essentially. This is the main leaked plot that everybody sort of is believing right now. So I'm going to pick up from the top here. It says Peter is in court and there's a lot going on. He's trying to prove his innocence. Doctor Strange calls out that there is something going on in the multiverse is breaking. Villains are going around from other worlds into the others. Doctor Strange is trying to capture them and put them in a special made prison by him. The villains somehow escape because Peter, Tom Holland, messes with stuff, probably in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Now, the other plot leak that I read for Spider-Man No Way Home, reading essentially exactly like this, but in a little bit more detail, explains that what he does is William Dafoe's Green Goblin kind of convinces Peter to free them, essentially, because it's the Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man, it is the Rhino from The Amazing Spider-Man, and it is Jamie Foxx's Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man, as well as Doc Ock from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, as well as Green Goblin from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and I believe Sandman from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. They're all locked up because Doctor Strange has been capturing them because the multiverse is breaking. And William Dafoe's Green Goblin is sort of leading this new multiverse, Sinister Six, and he convinces Tom Holland to let them free. So that's essentially how this happens here. It says Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the second and third act of the movie. They both help him capture the villains. There are scenes in the movie with just Tobey and Andrew Garfield alone. The movie's final act is on the Statue of Liberty that now looks like a big Captain America with the shield. All of the villains are there with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Stark's arc reactor is present in the scene, and every villain is trying to get their hands on it for something. All of the villains are defeated and are put back in the prison of Doctor Strange, all of them except William Dafoe's Green Goblin. Goblin kills someone major. We know from another leak that this may very well be Ned. This person is not sure who it is. Like we said, it very well may be Ned, but Tom Holland's Peter was crying and enraged. He tries to kill the Green Goblin, but wasn't successful in doing so in the end. The movie ends with Peter finishing high school, not clear on what happened to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Now, what's interesting here is that Ned is supposedly supposed to die, but what if he comes back in the future as the Hobgoblin? That would be insanely epic. But that's all I have for today, guys. You guys comment down below, let me know what you think. Like I said, if you're new here, be sure to like the video. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. Consider subscribing as well. And I'm just so excited for this Spider-Man No Way Home movie. The multiverse is truly coming. I truly believe it. I 100% believe it. WandaVision was a little disappointing for sure. for sure. But I think that Spider-Man No Way Home will live up to the hype and maybe even exceed it, hopefully. But that's all for today. So until the next video, guys, be safe and stay well. Bye-bye.